Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? The other day I said I was going to make a video about you're squeezing the life out of your relationship by loving him to death. What do I mean by that? As women, we are such givers. You know, not all women. We got some women who are just pure takers. But for the most part, the nature of a woman is to give and to nurture. And because we have that type of nature, we just give to our men and expect nothing in return. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with giving. It's good to give. I mean, because a relationship is give and take. There has to be reciprocity there. But sometimes, as women, we don't expect or require anything in return for all that we give. Oftentimes we like to say chivalry is dead. But chivalry is not dead. It's just not expected. And if it's not expected, a man is basically going to meet you at your level of expectation. Now, you have some men who are just going to exceed your expectation regardless of where you set your standards. But for the most part, a man is just going to meet you at your level of expectation and then excel your expectation from there. So you have to allow a man to do things for you. Women, hear this. Men want to do things for you. A man that likes you or loves you, cares for you, he wants to do things for you. He gets what is the word? Men, help me out. I mean, he gets joy by pleasing you. But a lot of times, women, we take away their joy by always doing for them and not even allowing them to do for us. One time I was with a couple. My husband and I were with a couple. And we went and ate dinner. And after we got done with dinner, it was pouring rain. And fortunately, we knew the weather was bad when we walked in. So, we all brought umbrellas. And on our way out, my husband goes to get the car with the umbrella. And he's like, baby, you wait right here. I'll be back to get you. And then the other couple, he was telling her, you go get the car. And she was just, like rolling her eyes like, you see how he does me? You see how he does me? And then she's going out there to get the car. And I was like, no, this is not right. This is not happening in front of me. I mean, y'all grown, you work your relationship where you want to work your relationship, but no, not in front of me. You are not going out there to get that car. And this is what I told the young lady. And I took the umbrella from her hand and handed it to her man. And it's like, and I said, she is not going out there in the storm. And I told my husband, I don't know what you find so funny. Because he was laughing at them, in their exchange. And my husband is like, don't get on me because, grown people want to do what grown people want to do. And I'm like, well, it is not funny. Yes, like my husband said, he's a very opinionated wife. And that was just a small example of what I mean by loving our men to death to where we choke the life out of our own relationship by not allowing him to have his joy in taking care of us and pleasing us. Women, raise your level of expectation for a man to do nice things for you. For a man to be considerate of you and considerate of your thoughts and considerate of your needs and considerate of your wants and considerate of your desires. Rather than thinking only one way of what can I do for him to please him and to make him happy. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, that's awesome to think like that. But there must be balance. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope I'm not confusing you. You're like, okay, Deidre, which is it? But the main thing that I'm trying to get over to you, there has to be balance. There has to be reciprocity here. He does for you, you do for him. You know, I don't mean like on an equal scale where you're counting, okay, I did the last 3 things for you, now you got to do the next 2 things for me. No. But there has to be balance. And quite often in our relationship, ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. It might not be your relationship. This particular video might not be specifically for you. But we all know a friend, a relative, a coworker, somebody who this video relates to. Pass it on to them. Let him open the door for you. Let him go out in the pouring rain and bring the vehicle to you. Let him go gas up the vehicle so that you don't have to go gas up the vehicle. You know, let him do those things for you that brings him joy to do for you. But if you make it seem like, no, thank you. I'm talking about my husband and I both be sitting here, and if we want something to drink, I'm not always the one jumping up to do it. I mean, I do for him, but he will also get up and do things for me. But sometimes in a relationship, I know y'all have seen it. I know y'all have seen these one-sided relationships where the woman is doing everything. She's doing everything to hold that marriage together. I can remember at work that from the very start that this woman started dating this guy, she held that relationship together from day one until maybe about 10 years of marriage, until the day he left her for another woman. And she was devastated. I'm sure many of you probably can name your own stories that you've seen or even experienced where the woman gave 100% of everything she had to hold that relationship together, and the man still left her. This is by no means any bashing of a male or men. I've already told you how I feel about men, especially good ones. You might say, how do I know I'm loving him to death? Okay, here are a few signs. You say, outside of the bedroom, what has he done for you lately? Did he remember your birthday? Valentine's Day. Did you get him a gift but he got you nothing? Has he ever come pick you up for a date and paid for the date and brought you back home? Did he remember something about you that you didn't even realize that he knew? Like maybe your favorite gum is Bubblicious and maybe brought you a pack of Bubblicious gum? And how do you know if you're doing too much? Have you said to yourself, why am I always the one having to do this or that? Why am I always the one having to apologize? Why am I always the one having to pay for the date? Why am I always the one? There has to be balance, a give and take. Don't give so much until you kill the relationship by loving him to death. All right? Y'all be blessed.